Hey everyone, in today's video I'll cover why I keep my emergency fund in SGOV, the iShares 0 to 3 month Treasury Bond ETF. If you're looking for a place to hold your cash, which offers a competitive interest rate, safety of principal, state tax savings, ease of use, and liquidity, then SGOV might just be a great option. Before I dive into the details of SGOV, a quick word of caution on where you shouldn't keep your cash. I would caution against keeping your cash somewhere that pays a low interest rate. In today's high-tech environment, it's now easier than ever to find competitive financial products, so don't settle for less if you don't have to. Some people might be shocked to learn that some of the biggest banks in the United States pay an extremely low interest rate on their savings accounts. For example, many banks offer just 0.01% interest. Not to mention, many of these same accounts require you to complete extra steps just to avoid a monthly service fee. In my opinion, these accounts are obsolete in today's environment. With all that out of the way, let's move on to why I decided to invest my cash in SGOV. When I'm deciding where to keep my cash, I focus on four main things: safety of principal, a competitive interest rate, ease of use, and quick access to the money, which is also known as liquidity. Generally speaking, some popular options that fit this criteria include high-yield savings accounts, money market accounts, treasury bills, and cash management accounts. SGOV falls under the Treasury Bills category. Now let's dive into the specifics of SGOV. As the name of the fund suggests, SGOV invests in US Treasury bills that mature in 3 months or less. So essentially, you're getting exposure to short-term US Treasury bonds, which are one of the safest investments out there. As of the time of this video, the United States federal government has never defaulted on its debt. So theoretically, if that continues, your investment in SGOV is safe from going down in value. That's why I consider SGOV to offer safety of principal. Now let's move on to the interest rate. As of July 29th, SGOV has a 30-day SEC yield of 4.22%, which is a very competitive rate compared to most savings or money market accounts. Please note that competitive interest rates are a function of the time. A competitive rate in the 1980s is a very different rate from 2021 or 2025. This could change in the future, but SGOV has consistently offered a competitive yield compared to similar cash investments. But wait, it actually gets even better. We can't just compare the interest rate of SGOV versus the interest rate of high-yield savings accounts, because the interest you earn with SGOV is exempt from state income taxes. Let me reiterate that because I think it's so important. Since SGOV invests in US Treasury bills, the interest you earn through SGOV is not subject to state income taxes. By comparison, if you earn interest in a savings account, you would owe both state and federal taxes. This is especially important if you live in a high-tax state, like California, New York, or New Jersey. So you're not just earning a competitive interest rate, you're also saving on taxes. In my opinion, this is one of SGOV's biggest selling points. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is its ease of use. The beauty of SGOV is that you don't have to buy the individual treasury bills yourself. The ETF handles all the purchasing and management for you. If you open a brokerage account and deposit funds, then you can buy shares of SGOV just like you would buy shares of any other stock or ETF. It's really that simple. And the fees, they're actually very low. The expense ratio is just 0.09%, which is less than 1/10 of 1%. Let's take a quick look at how SGOV's price behaves over time. Here's a year-to-date price chart. You'll notice a familiar pattern. The fund's share price starts at around $100, gradually increases throughout the month, and then drops down to around $100 after paying out a dividend. Now this cycle isn't guaranteed, but it actually makes sense. As the fund earns interest, the value of the fund climbs. Then it resets once the income is distributed to shareholders. Last but not least, let's cover liquidity, which is how quickly you can access your cash. Since SGOV trades like a stock, to access funds you would need to sell shares and wait for the funds to settle. This generally takes about 1 to 3 business days. In today's day and age, if I ran into a financial emergency, I could pay for it with my credit card, and then I'd have about a month to pay off that balance. So this 1 to 3 business days to access cash would offer plenty of liquidity for my needs. So in summary, SGOV checks off all the boxes for me. It offers safety and liquidity, a solid yield, ease of use, and quick access to the money. For all these reasons, I think it's an excellent option. So there we have it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.